The rationale of the AREI is about energy for economic as well as social transformation, which is in line with environmental and social integrity. The AREI is really about supporting and strengthening capability within countries, but also for countries to think about the energy future that they would like to develop and shape. Creating a different type of an energy system, a much more open, a much more bottom-up type of an energy system which roots its solutions within the social and economic systems of local institutions as well as local communities. So inevitably this means bringing in local players, bringing in civil society actors, not just to be providers of information or providers of knowledge, but also producers of energy, electricity and heat. This initiative cannot work unless countries and their institutions and social groups engage. The quality of the AREI is dependent on the quality of engagement and participation of these different forces. The AREI is not about developing projects. As the saying goes, there are no failed projects. The AREI is about creating the conditions for transformation, energy transformation, for development transformation. You know, we've deliberately developed a whole set of work activities with the AREI, which includes the role of policy, the role of regulations, and how do you strengthen national capacity in these areas. Strengthening financial institutions, but for them also to be responsive to poor people's energy and development needs. To think in terms of how African countries can become custodians of their own future. But all of these would need to be supported by other types of analysis, other types of work that looks at how to safeguard social and environmental integrity, as well as a very serious form of monitoring and evaluation. And here the monitoring evaluation needs to be participatory as well. The question is, well, why should Africa bother about going the low carbon pathway or the zero carbon pathway? There are economic reasons. It makes economic sense, but it also shows and demonstrates that Africa can play a significant role in terms of serving as an example for good practice and for moving the climate agenda in a meaningful and a serious way. But also it's an opportunity for Africa. The energy system in Africa is yet to be developed, and so it offers an opportunity to leapfrog in a direction that is sustainable, in a direction that is in line with human solidarity, in a direction that takes us on board the seriousness of the climate challenge. Let's not forget that there are huge renewable resources across Africa, and it makes absolute sense that that countries in Africa use resources that they have rather than import resources that they don't have. We are at an age where the technology is there. There's no reason why we have to wait for large-scale transmission lines to reach every corner of Africa. Yes, there will be room for those. There will be investment for those, but also there needs to be investment in small-scale, locally rooted, locally based systems. The question ought to be, how can communities come into this conversation in terms of defining their problems, and how can they, with energy authorities or experts, actually work towards a solution that they themselves would buy. In order to do that, you need to democratize your conversations. You know, this is really about people having a say in a future that they want to sketch out. Can we actually transform rural systems? Can we create hope? Can we create the conditions for people to, to transform their lives? Can we create the conditions for people to aspire, for a better life?